Hi, it's
Hey.
Jim here again, and I'm here once again with Gregory Brassil. Hi, Gregory.
Hi.
And for those of you who don't know Gregory Brassil, he's been in the jewelry business since 1978. He has trained at the Revere Academy of Jewelry Arts in San Francisco, the Gemological Institute of America. He worked in California for 12 years before he went back to Minneapolis way back in 1992, where he opened his first custom jewelry design studio, Uniquely Yours, custom design jewelry, which he still runs and operates with a second generation of Brazils in it. Welcome, Gregory.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Now just as we were talking a moment off air, I mentioned 3D printing and 3D design with CAD software for jewelry design. And this tremendously excites me. It will speed things up. It will allow us to do prototypes so we can make videos without full design and the whole thing. So just walk us through, if you would, very briefly, your experience with 3D printing and jewelry design, please, Gregory.
Well, so far my experience with 3D printing is that it's got to come from CAD work. So it's got to be something you can design on a computer with CAD. So and there's certainly levels of complexity or sophistication with that. So some people can really take curvy things and detailed things and still, get them into CAD. And once you're in CAD, then you can print, and cast. Now, but we're just on the verge now, as we were talking a moment before off here, about printing in precious metals, printing in silver or gold for that matter. So I'm not sure where that technology is right this moment, but it's about to get out there and start happening. I'm very keen on this myself.
Right. Now are you doing any prototype work with 3D printing and CAD right now?
Yeah, I'm just starting to. We've been using CAD for quite a while with custom. And when I say custom, it's usually a one-off.
Right.
A personal, unique thing we do for someone. Sometimes we'll do a variation of that for someone else. But the potential for prototyping is, clear. And I'm starting to do that with some of them. We were discussing. We have been independently pursuing doing a low-end line of silver jewelry, much along the lines of what you were describing. So, yeah. It's definitely the way to go because it's super high tech, very efficient.
And do you need to get a CAD person to take your designs and to render them into CAD before they can be printed? If I may intrude, just tell me a little bit about the process that either you're using or foreseeing using. How would you do it?
Well, sometimes my background has been carving. So at the jeweler's bench, I take hard jeweler's carving wax and I actually create the designs in wax, and then through lost wax casting, might cast it. I can take a mold and then repeat that process without having to recarve it and just keep casting it over and over. That's how the jewelry industry has been built for a long time.
That's the traditional way of doing it, is making casts and molds, right?
Yeah, it's relatively efficient. But now I'm not actually sure how to. I think what I'm going to have to do when I want my own unique designs is I might still carve them, cast one, send it to the CAD guy, say, do this. And it's easier for him if he can see it or hold it. But sometimes we can take pictures and describe what we want, and then they can CAD it.
Huh. And so that would be for an elaborate 3D piece. But let's imagine now that there was a 2D, roughly a 2D piece. Say, let's imagine
a little pattern. Yeah.
Let's just fantasize for a minute about a real product that I know is coming to market. Imagine you've seen these before, a broken heart piece with charms in two sides, right? With a heart that's sort of split in half, and a dog breed on each side. So one is for Shih Tzu lovers, one is for labs, one is for golden retrievers, with some kind of an image of let's say a golden retriever. Yeah. So there's a golden retriever on each side. And the idea of the jewelry in the story is the dog wears one part of the heart on her chain, and the dog mom wears the other half of the heart on her chain, and there's a nice story there. So you've got a pretty flat piece of jewelry that is two charms made for pendants on both a dog and a person's neck or wrist. Imagine for a moment, just speculate for the benefit of us, for Harlan, for me, and for our viewers, how you might approach making this in a 3D prototype so that we could get it really fast. Instead of going back and forth with molds to China, we can just prototype it, look at it in our office, and then send it to China and they can make it.
Yeah, I just have a CAD guy. I give it, and next day I've got my image. If I want it printed, I can have him print it. But if you just have the image and you prove it, if you're doing 2D, it's very easy, very quick. You can see if it's quite exactly what you want or not, and then then you might have to refine it a bit till you get what you want. It would be
slightly 3D. Imagine a slightly raised head of a dog, the image of a dog slightly raised, right? Slightly in 3D, but on a flat broken heart pendant.
Yep, that's great. The cool thing about that is, as you go along, do these very simple things, and when you want to stay a little ahead of everybody else, you just start to make them a little more dimensional.
Right, of course. So you would get the design, and you would just, suppose we had a design, you would just send it off to a CAD guy right away. He would send you back the CAD image. You would say print it if you liked it, and then you would get a printed thing in nice plastic, right? That would be your prototype.
Yeah, and if you want, you can get a castable medium. It depends about what
you can even get castable.
You can cast. Yeah, you can print a castable medium too. It's kind of a wax plastic, a hybrid, but it will cast.
So you could actually. So that would be the way to go. Get a design, CAD it, approve the CAD design, and then get a castable design, send it to the manufacturer.
Well, except that what you're describing with relatively flat surfaces, you could set up a hydraulic press and just stamp them out. A little more complicated than that, but that'd be relatively efficient too. But
yeah, we wouldn't want you. We're not going to do any manufacture, right?
No, but I mean But yeah, in other words, you could just. Well, you'll just quote. Somebody will quote you out, and however they make it really doesn't matter. You're right.
Right.
You just want the product.
Oh, okay. So, I see what you mean. Then they could just stamp it in silver with a slight embossing, slight raised effect for the dog face.
Yeah, because that's a big part of the jewelry industry too. Hydraulics.
Okay. Well, this has been very interesting, Gregory, and you would not believe how immensely topical this is right now. Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this, and I'm sure we'll have many more conversations for jewelry, for some of your other spiritual interests, for your insight in 30 years of dealing with prime women. Thank you very much, Gregory.
Okay.